Kaimere is a distant planet. It is defined by waves of life brought from Earth and set free to evolve independently in this new context. The indigenous life of the planet, swarms of microbes called magic by the people who live there, are what harvest Earth organisms and make copies on Kaimere. As the asteroid which concluded the Mesozoic never struck Kaimere, dinosaurs remain the dominant terrestrial megafauna. On Earth, birds occupy a highly diverse range of ecological roles. However, save for a few outlying encounters, no bird poses a serious threat to people. In Kaimere, it is not mammals, but birds and their theropod kin who are the most successful large predators. This month, we shall meet 4 birds and other theropods of the known world who pose a threat to the human inhabitants of the known world. The misty mountains of the Crescent are haunted by a pale ghost with icy features. Most animals in the known world are migrants, converging from realms beyond or harvested from Earth. This predator is native to these mountains, having evolved before the Dynastic Extinction and enduring 1,000 tribulations besides. This is the white cockatrice, ghost of the Telmede Mountains. They are not true cockatrices. This designation belongs to the long-legged migrants from Kairul. The pheasant cockatrices to which they belong are otherwise quite small. The emerald cockatrice of the warm jungles to the south is generally considered among their closest relatives, though this is only being surmised through comparative anatomy. As they have presumably been in the mountains since they were small, and mountains are of poor fossil record, it should come as no surprise that their evolution is poorly understood. The white cockatrice is a solitary animal. Males and females show little dimorphism, though males average slightly larger, and it is typical of their clade, and their faces tend to be darker and brighter. Despite their size, weighing between 60 and 100 kilograms, they are capable of short-distance gliding. This is more of a slow, controlled fall than proper sustained glides as seen by a variety of mammal and lizard in the known world, but it fits with the general description. Indeed, while they often ambush prey and kill it with a combination of biting and kicks, they are known to both drop on prey from above or tackle it off a cliff and glide down. They are arguably the largest gliding animal, but again, this distinction is debated. Takin are among their favored prey given their abundance in their habitat, but the white cockatrice will take almost any variety of hare, deer, goat, sloth, and ceratopsian they encounter in their environment. In the snowy mountaintops and precarious cliffs, the white cockatrice is generally regarded as the apex predator. Leopards are found there as well, and of similar size, but the cats are not particularly common. The 2 peninsulas have a distinct population. Aside from genetics, there is little difference. Western white cockatrice tend to have more turquoise features than their eastern cousins who have darker blue faces, but there's so much overlap that this is difficult to point as a diagnosis, especially since blue snouts of females tend to be muted. It seems the 2 animals diverged around 1.5 million years ago when sea levels were low enough to easily cross the Causeway Archipelago between the Crescent points. It is not known from which side they came, but if there was an analogous predator on whatever the other side was, it has been outcompeted. Leopards are more common in the west, leading some early on to suggest that white cockatrice came from the east, though others had argued they were more common in the west because they evolved alongside the cockatrice. Neither argument holds up now that it is understood how recent panthers as a whole were introduced. Considering no fossils have ever been found on either peninsula, this mystery is likely to persist indefinitely. Though they generally avoid settlements, there have been accounts of these animals turning man-eater. A shadow blotting out the sun might be the last thing that a shepherd sees. Usually it begins with the cockatrice hunting herds of sheep and goat, mistaking them for takin, mountain goat, and ibex that they hunt in the wild. Once they associate livestock and people with food, it can quickly get ugly. They are extremely difficult to track and kill, given the terrain in which they live. Unlike man-eaters of the common cockatrice, conventional traps rarely work due to their general caution. Thankfully, man-eaters are rare, and they generally prefer to take livestock, but are still feared regardless. A few madmen have successfully tamed individuals. They are nervous animals and do not breed in captivity, though falconers of several noble families maintain a tradition of using them as hunting companions. One particularly famous Telmede warlord invested greatly in their use in battle during the wars prior to imperial occupation. Though it was at considerable cost, and since they could not be bred, the practice is generally not seen as worthwhile. Like the common cockatrice, there are lineages of skin changers who assume the form of the white cockatrice, though they are rare in modern times. One minor noble family, vassal to Kubmet, maintains that they possess this ability in their heritage. It's possible that this is simply an ancestral pride, but if true, they likely aren't going to go around proving it, so considering the general mistrust of witches and shapeshifters, both among their neighboring Telmede and within the Empire itself. Though elusive, the white cockatrice is a famous and popular animal to the peoples of the Telmede Mountains. It is commonly featured in their heraldry. As apex predator of the mountains, it is also of tremendous ecological importance. Cheers to Ian for sponsoring this series. The birds and other theropods we meet this month are important aspects of the setting, and special focus on them was long overdue. Big cats may be more dangerous to people numerically, as they are more common and abundant near settlements, not to mention being used to hunting people back on Earth. But ask any Chimeran, and they will tell you they hold far greater fear towards such creatures as the Harkundi, fireback terrorbird, and both common and white cockatrice. Thanks again to Ian, to my Patreon patrons for their support, and thank you so much for watching. Cheers, folks!